we get the value 3, 5, 7, and 9. And we notice that it's going up by 2 every time, so we can guess that the rule is going to be something like 2n, where n is the term number. So we're going to test this rule out. We're going to see if 2n does really work. Well, if we plug the 1 in for for the n, we'd have 2 times 1. Well, 2 times 1 does not equal 3, it equals 2. And 2 times 2 does not equal 5, it's equal to 4. And 2 times 3 does not equal 7, it equals 6. So we know that every time it's just one, it needs to be a little bit more than that. So what we know, since it's one, it needs to be at least one more here and one more here and one more here. Let's add 1 to all of them by changing the test rule to 2n plus 1. So here we plug it in. 2 times 1 plus 2 is 3. That works. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. And 2 times 3 plus 1 is 7. So that also works. So our function rule is 2n plus 1. The next thing we need to review is how to write an expression. Remember, there are certain words we look for. Like in this section, increased by tells us we need to be add. So that way we can see that 9 increased by a number x is 9 plus x. The key word in the second one is decreased by, which tells us subtraction. So here we have 14 minus p. 7 less than a number. Remember, whenever you do less than, it tells us we have to change the order. We have to have the number before we have 7 less than it. So this expression is going to give us t minus 7. Be really, really careful with these situations. Product is the key word in the next one. It tells us to multiply 9 times the number n, 9n. Remember, the number usually goes in front of the variable. And the next one is divided by. They also could have said quotient. Be sure that you look over the notes from variables and expressions so that you can see all the different possibilities that we might have for these words. 32 divided by number y. Remember, do not do it this way. Let me get my pen back because I'm not on the right pen. Anyway, don't do it this way. This is bad. This is the right way to do it. 32 divided by y. That is 6th grade math. This is 8th grade math. Okay, the next thing is to simplify an expression. We have 30 n's and 8 n's. But since they both have n in common, we can combine them. So here we have 30 n's plus 8 n's is 38 n's. Remember, we can only add n's with n's and 1's with 1's and x's with x's and t's with t's. We cannot add t's with x's. Okay, let's look at the next one. We have 10x plus 36 minus 38x, or a negative 38x, and minus 47, or a negative 47. So what I like to do is I like to regroup them with their like terms. I'm going to put the 10x's with the negative 38x, and then I'm going to get the 36, which is positive, so I'm going to put a plus, with the negative 47. Really bad 6. Now remember, we can only add terms together that are the same. So as we look through this, these two are the same. And these two are the same as each other, but they're different than these two, so we can't combine them with those. So here if we have 10 x's and we subtract 38, we get a negative 28x. If we take 36 and we subtract 47, we're going to get a negative 11. So that is what it looks like simplified. Next one is going to be solving one-step equations. Remember, what we're going to be doing is doing the opposite of what's being done. So here we see plus 3. So in order to undo the plus 3, we're going to have to subtract 3 from both sides. If we subtract 3 from the left-hand side, we will remain with x. Subtract 3 on the right-hand side, we get 4, so x is 4. Remember to always check, does 4 plus 3 equal 7? If so, we are correct. Opposite of minus 8 is add 8. If we add 8 to both sides, we get x equals 13. Does 13 minus 8 equal 5? Yes, it does. There's also by multiplication and division. To undo multiplication, as seen in this problem, we divide both sides by 5. 5x divided by 5 is 1x, or just x, and so x equals 7. Check to make sure. 5 times 7 is 35. We're good. Here we see this is division, divided by 7, so we're going to multiply both sides by 7. 7x divided by 7 is just x, and so x equals 21. Does 21 divided by 7 equal 3? Yes, it does. In these situations, we have more than one step. Here, we're going to have to do the inverses, and we either add or subtraction first, and then we multiply or divide. So here we see 3x plus 7, so we want to get rid of the plus 7. So we subtract 7 from both sides. If it'll let me, there we go. And then if we subtract 7 from both sides, what we get remaining is a 3x, because this is now 0, equals to 27. So now we see that problem over here, and we need to get rid of the 3. Well, that's 3 times x, so the opposite of times is divide. So we divide both sides by 3, and we get x equals 9. We have to make sure to check it. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus 7 is 34, so we are correct. Let's do another example. Here we have 5x minus 9 equals 31. Well, remember, we're going to add 9 to both sides to undo the minus 9. So we add 9 to both sides. We add 9 to both sides. These cancel out. And what we have left is 5x is equal to 40. Now, to undo multiply by 5, we have to divide by 5. So divide the left-hand side by 5 to get rid of that 5. And divide by the right-hand side, divide by 5 to make sure it's balanced. 5x divided by 5 is x. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Check it. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 minus 9 is 31. X does equal 8. Try doing the next two on your own. This is the end of the first section of the review. Don't forget to also keep your notes from today's activity.